And it's a well-established fact that the Korean economy is mainly driven by exports, but Korea is also becoming more and more dependent on China, its biggest trade partner. China is penetrating fast into Korea in other economic aspects as well, to the concern of many analysts here in the country. Hwang Ji-hye has the story.
Korea's Myeong-dong shopping district is a beehive of activity at all hours of the day, and that activity is driven more and more by Chinese customers these days. Korea's biggest credit card company, Shinhan Card, says the amount of money Chinese tourists spent in Korea on credit cards shot up over 80% last year to around 3.8 trillion won, or roughly $3.7 billion from the same period a year ago. That is almost half of what all foreigners spent in Korea. Chinese investors have also taken a greater interest in Korea. They funneled more than $1.3 billion into Korea's securities market from December last year through May this year. That's the largest amount of any country. Korea's real estate market is another example. The land that Chinese nationals own in Korea's southernmost resort island of Jeju stands at around 3 million square meters, roughly the same amount that Americans own on the island. When turning the attention to exports, which is Korea's traditional growth engine, the significance China holds in the domestic economy grows even bigger. Last year, China took up almost 60% of Korea's trade surplus, while that figure stood at less than 8% in 1998. Exports to China also stood at $134 billion last year, making up more than 20% of all of Korea's exports. Experts say it's important that Korean companies continue to improve their products and services so they can continue to attract Chinese customers and their money. Hwang Ji-hye, Arirang News.